Hey there, future Tokyo travelers. It's your main man, Herman, and let me tell you, if you're looking for a city that's got it all, Tokyo's the place to be. We're talking ancient history bumping up against futuristic tech, all wrapped up in a delicious sushi burrito of awesomeness. Today, we're diving headfirst into 15 things about Tokyo that'll make you say, no way! Get ready to have your minds blown wider than a Godzilla attack, because this city's got more surprises than a vending machine that dispenses both hot coffee and live squid. So buckle up, Buttercup, and get ready for a wild ride through the neon-drenched streets of Tokyo. All right, history buffs, gather round. Did you know that Tokyo wasn't always the metropolis it is today? Nope, we're talking humble beginnings, folks. Picture this, a sleepy little fishing village called Edo, where the biggest news was probably old man Hiroshi catching a tuna bigger than his rowboat. But then bam! 1603 rolls around and Edo gets a serious upgrade. We're talking shogun, samurai, the whole shebang. Edo became the heart of it all. Fast forward a couple of centuries and boom, Edo ditches the old name and becomes Tokyo, the eastern capital. And let me tell you, they weren't kidding about that capital part. This city has got more energy than a room full of sugar-fueled toddlers on a trampoline. I mean, can you imagine a bunch of guys in those big pointy hats deciding to turn a fishing village into, well, Tokyo? It's like if I decided to turn my writer's room into a combination karaoke bar and alpaca farm. Ambitious, maybe a little crazy, but undeniably entertaining. So next time you're strolling through the neon-drenched streets of Shibuya, remember those humble Edo roots. It's a real testament to the city's ability to evolve, adapt, and become more awesome than anyone thought possible. Ever heard of a little company called Kongo Gumi? No? Well, let me enlighten you. This bad boy is the oldest company on the planet. You heard that right? Older than sliced bread, older than the wheel, older than your grandpa's grandpa, times 1,000. Founded way back in 578 AD, this company's been around since before the pyramids were cool. And what do, you ask? They build temples. Yep, temples. For over 1,400 years, these guys have been perfecting the art of temple construction, leaving their mark on Tokyo's skyline and history books alike. I mean, can you imagine the office parties? Hey Bob, what are you bringing for the potluck? Another 1,000 years of experience. You're such an overachiever. But seriously, Kongo Gumi's story is a testament to Tokyo's rich history and its ability to hold on to traditions even as it embraces the future. It's like finding a first edition comic book in your attic. A tangible link to the past that makes you appreciate how far things have come. Now, let's talk about a Tokyo icon that's a little more, how do you say, vertically gifted. That's right, folks, we're talking about Tokyo Tower. This towering behemoth of steel and awesomeness was built back in 1958, when Japan was like, hey, world, we're back, and we're bringing stylish radio towers with us. Now, you might be thinking, Herman, that tower looks kinda familiar, and you'd be right, my friend, because Tokyo Tower was inspired by none other than the Eiffel Tower itself. But hold on, before you go accusing Japan of being a copycat, hear me out. See, Tokyo Tower is like the Eiffel Tower's cooler, hipper cousin. It's got that same sleek design, that same look at me, I'm so tall and impressive vibe, but with a distinctly Japanese twist. It's like the Eiffel Tower went to Japan for a semester abroad, discovered the joys of karaoke and ramen, and came back with a whole new outlook on life. Plus, let's be real, who doesn't love a good view? And trust me, folks, the view from the top of Tokyo Tower is enough to make your jaw drop faster than a sumo wrestler in a pie-eating contest. Chapter 4, shop till you drop, your yen that is. Calling all shopaholics, do I have a deal for you? Did you know that in Tokyo you can shop till you literally drop your yen? That is, that's right, my friends. Tokyo has this little thing called tax-free shopping for tourists, and it's about to change your retail game forever. Imagine this, you're strolling through the Ginza district, your eyes are bigger than your suitcase, and you stumble upon a store that's practically overflowing with designer handbags, cutting-edge electronics, and enough Hello Kitty merchandise to make your head spin. You check the price tag, and your heart skips a beat. But wait, before you resign yourself to a life of ramen noodle dinners, remember those magic words, tax-free shopping. That's right, my friend. Flash that passport, spend over 5,000 yen, and bam! You're basically getting paid to shop. It's like finding a $20 bill in your pocket, except instead of a 20, it's a whole bunch of yen. And instead of your pocket, it's the magical land of tax-free shopping. So go ahead, treat yourself to that kimono you've been eyeing, or that robot dog that follows you around and barks at pigeons. Your wallet and your inner shopaholic will thank you for it. Chapter 5. Vending Machine Mania. All right, folks, buckle up because we're about to enter the wonderful, wacky world of Japanese vending machines. And trust me, when it comes to vending machines, Tokyo's got more game than a pachinko parlor. Now, I know what you're thinking. Vending machines, those things are just glorified metal boxes that dispense stale chips and lukewarm soda. And to that I say, my friend, you clearly haven't experienced the glory of a Japanese vending machine. We're talking everything from hot coffee and cold beer to fresh eggs, umbrellas, and even those little white handkerchiefs that old-timey gentlemen used to carry around. They've got vending machines for everything in Tokyo, and I mean everything. I once saw a vending machine that dispensed used manga comics and another one that sold live beetles. Live beetles, I don't know who's buying live beetles from a vending machine at 3 in the morning, but hey, to each their own, right? Chapter 6, Shibuya Crossing, where the human river flows. All right, folks, picture this. You're standing on the edge of a massive intersection surrounded by towering video screens flashing a kaleidoscope of colors and advertisements. The air crackles with energy, a symphony of car horns and chattering pedestrians. And then it happens. The lights change and a human tidal wave surges into the intersection, thousands of people moving in a perfectly orchestrated chaos. Welcome to Shibuya Crossing, my friends, the world's busiest pedestrian crossing, and a sight that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about crowd dynamics. It's like a scene out of a futuristic movie where the streets are paved with flashing lights and the people are all extras in a high-budget action sequence. But here's the thing about Shibuya Crossing. It's not just about the spectacle, it's about the feeling. It's about being swept up in the energy of one of the most vibrant cities on earth, surrounded by people from all walks of life, all moving towards their own destinations, all connected for a brief moment in this chaotic ballet of humanity. So, next time you're in Tokyo, do yourself a favor and head to Shibuya Crossing. Grab a coffee, find a good spot on the sidewalk, and just watch the human river flow. Trust me, it's an experience you won't soon forget. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to dive into the wonderful world of Japanese train travel, where things are about to get crowded, confusing, and surprisingly efficient all at the same time. And there's no better place to experience the organized chaos of Japanese trains than Shinjuku Station, the busiest train station in the world. Now, I'm not talking busy like your local coffee shop on a Monday morning. I'm talking over 2.7 million passengers a day busy. That's right, folks. Every day more people pass through Shinjuku Station than live in the entire country of Slovenia. It's like if you took Grand Central Station, threw in a couple of shopping malls, a baseball stadium, and a few thousand lost tourists, and then tried to navigate it all with a map written in hieroglyphics. But here's the thing, somehow it works. The trains run on time, the crowds flow with surprising efficiency, and there's even a team of dedicated pushers whose sole job is to cram as many people onto each train as humanly possible. Now, folks, let's get real for a second. We've been talking about all the fun, exciting things about Tokyo, the neon lights, the crazy vending machines, the sheer unadulterated energy of the city. But like any major metropolis, Tokyo has its share of challenges, and one of the most important is mental health. Now, I'm not a therapist, folks, but I know that sometimes people just need a little help, and in a city as fast-paced and demanding as Tokyo, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, lost, or alone. That's why it's so inspiring to see the city taking proactive steps to address mental health, particularly when it comes to suicide prevention. Enter the blue lights. No, I'm not talking about those flashing lights on top of a police car. I'm talking about special blue lights that have been installed in some Tokyo metro stations. These lights are designed to have a calming effect, to create a more welcoming and supportive environment, and hopefully to deter people from attempting suicide. It's a small gesture, but it's a powerful symbol of Tokyo's commitment to looking out for its citizens, to creating a city where everyone feels seen, heard, and supported. All right, folks, let's talk about one of those uniquely Japanese phenomena that makes you scratch your head and say, only in Japan. I'm talking about the Oshiya, also known as the passenger arrangement staff. Now, I know what you're thinking. Passenger arrangement staff? Sounds like a fancy title for someone who just checks tickets, right? Wrong. These brave souls have one of the most thankless jobs imaginable. They get paid to shove people onto trains. You heard that right, folks, shoving. Imagine this. It's rush hour in Tokyo and the train platform is packed tighter than a sumo wrestler's mawashi. The train pulls up and it's a mad dash to get on board. That's when the Oshiya step in. These uniformed angels of transportation, their faces a mixture of determination and mild panic as they use all their strength to push, prod and cajole passengers onto the train until the doors can barely close. It's a sight to behold, folks, a delicate dance of human Tetris and a testament to the Japanese people's ability to endure even the most uncomfortable situations with remarkable politeness and stoicism. All right, folks, let's rewind the clock and take another trip down memory lane. We already know that Tokyo wasn't always Tokyo. It used to be this sleepy little fishing village called Edo, remember? But what exactly happened to turn Edo into the sprawling metropolis of Tokyo? Well, buckle up, buttercups, because it's time for another history lesson with your main man, Herman. So, picture this, it's 1868 and Japan's undergoing some serious changes. The shogunate, which had been running things for centuries, is out and the emperor is back in charge. And what does the emperor decide to do? He decides to move the imperial capital from Kyoto to, you guessed it, Edo. Now, I'm not sure what the real estate market was like back then, but I'm guessing that moving the capital to your city probably did wonders for property values. And so, with a new name and a newfound sense of importance, Edo officially became Tokyo, the eastern capital. And let me tell you, folks, Tokyo took its new role seriously. Over the next century and a half, it transformed itself into a global powerhouse, a center of commerce, culture, and innovation, while still holding on to those traditions and values that make Japan so unique. All right, fellow travelers, let's talk about something that might come as a bit of a surprise. Even though Tokyo is one of the most modern, technologically advanced cities on the planet, English isn't as widely spoken as you might think. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll find English signs and menus in most tourist areas, and the younger generation is generally pretty good with English. But if you venture off the beaten path, be prepared to embrace the art of charades, pointing and hoping for the best. Trust me, I speak from experience. I once spent a solid 10 minutes trying to order a simple cup of coffee, only to end up with a plate of pickled plums and a bewildered look from the waitress. But hey, that's all part of the adventure, right? So embrace the language barrier, learn a few basic Japanese phrases, and don't be afraid to ask for help. The locals are generally incredibly friendly and helpful, even if they have no idea what you're saying. All right, folks. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the mountain that's always lurking in the background of your Tokyo vacation photos, Mount Fuji. Now, Mount Fuji is kind of a big deal in Japan. It's a sacred mountain, a symbol of the country, and a popular destination for hikers and nature enthusiasts. But here's the thing, actually seeing Mount Fuji in all its glory is kind of like spotting a unicorn riding a unicycle while juggling chainsaws. It's rare, it's unexpected, and it's probably a figment of your imagination. You see, Mount Fuji is notoriously shy. It's often shrouded in clouds, smog, or just general atmospheric shenanigans. In fact, experts estimate that Mount Fuji is only visible from Tokyo about 80 days out of the year. So if you're lucky enough to catch a glimpse of this elusive peak, consider yourself blessed by the travel gods. Take a picture, offer a silent prayer, and maybe buy a lottery ticket because you, my friend, are on a roll. All right, folks, get ready to enter a world of flashing lights, glowing signs, and enough sensory overload to make your head spin faster than a disco ball at Studio 54. That's right, we're talking about Tokyo's legendary neon lights, a dazzling display of electric artistry that puts Times Square to shame. From the moment you step out of the airport, you'll be bombarded by a kaleidoscope of colors, a symphony of buzzing, flashing, and blinking lights that seems to stretch on forever. It's like stepping into a cyberpunk anime, where the streets are paved with LED screens and the buildings themselves seem to pulsate with energy. But Tokyo's neon isn't just about spectacle. It's an art form, a way of life, a reflection of the city's vibrant energy and its embrace of all things bright, bold, and over the top. Each neighborhood has its own unique neon personality, from the sleek, futuristic glow of Shinjuku to the retro charm of Akihabara, the electronics district that's like a giant arcade come to life. Now, I know what you're thinking. Herman, all this talk about neon lights and crowded streets is giving me anxiety. Is Tokyo even safe? And to that, my friends, I say, relax. Tokyo is one of the safest cities in the world, hands down. Seriously, you're more likely to get run over by a robot dog delivering packages than you are to be the victim of a crime in Tokyo. The crime rate is incredibly low, especially for tourists. I mean, think about it. Have you ever seen a samurai movie where the hero gets mugged on his way to the dojo? No, because in Tokyo, honor and respect are still taken seriously. So go ahead, explore those back alleys, strike up conversations with strangers, and leave your valuables unattended in your hotel room. Okay, maybe not that last one. In Tokyo, you can relax, let your guard down, and enjoy the city without constantly looking over your shoulder. All right, folks, let's talk about one of those uniquely Japanese experiences that's either on your bucket list or your never in a million years list capsule hotels. Now, I know what you're thinking. Herman, you're telling me that people willingly sleep in pods that are barely bigger than a coffin, and the answer, my friends, is a resounding yes. But before you go judging, let me explain. Capsule hotels were originally designed for businessmen who'd missed their last train home after a long night of, well, working hard or hardly working, depending on who you ask. But over the years, they've become a popular option for budget travelers and curious tourists who want to experience a truly unique side of Japanese culture. And let's be real, folks, there's something undeniably cool about sleeping in the tiny, futuristic pod that wouldn't look out of place on a spaceship. Plus, capsule hotels are surprisingly comfortable. They've got everything you need for a good night's sleep: a comfy bed, a reading light, air conditioning, and even Wi-Fi, because even when you're sleeping in a pod, you've got to stay connected. So there you have it, folks. 15 fascinating facts about Tokyo that prove this city is unlike anything else on the planet. From its ancient temples to its neon-drenched skyscrapers, Tokyo is a city of contrasts. A place where tradition meets technology and where the past and the future collide in a dazzling explosion of culture, cuisine, and just plain awesomeness. So what are you waiting for? Book that flight, pack your bags, and get ready to experience the magic of Tokyo for yourself. Just don't forget to bring your sense of adventure, your appetite for the unexpected, and maybe a pair of noise-cancelling headphones for those crowded train rides. And hey, while you're out there exploring the world, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more travel tips, hilarious anecdotes, and insights that are deeper than a bowl of ramen broth.